But on the flip side, the Philadelphia Eagles, they lost the game.
They did. We lost.
They were competing for the 1 seed, no longer in their control. Really, to some degree, it's out of sight based upon what the Detroit Lions are doing and how they look.
Vikings, too.
Shady, Eagles lost. Big deal? No deal.
Can it be like small deal? I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, we lost to a good opponent on the road. Our starting franchise quarterback was hurt.
Yes, sir.
We all know he had the concussion. And then Kenny Pickett came in there, and he played pretty well. The issue with the game is, if you ask me, first of all, you know, Chauncey Gardner got kicked out the game for I don't know why. Yeah. He got hit in the face. I don't know how the hell he got penalized for that. And then as I look at the game, right, yes, we did a lot of turnovers. We didn't win that, but I do like Smitty, right? Devontae Smith don't drop no balls, so he dropped the pass. Cool. I think if we catch that ball, we ice the game. That's probably not going to happen again because that's how good he is. If you really watch the route, he wires the defender to come inside and it's easy drop. We catch that ball, he gets tackled at the 10-yard line. I don't know if it's like 4 minutes left. We ice that game away, though. But I'm okay with that because going forward, if Jalen Hurts probably don't play his next 2 games, we're going to win these games. Kenny Pickett, for as much he gets criticized so much when he's with the Steelers, when you really watch him, he didn't play that bad.
Yeah, he didn't play bad.
Let me tell you this real quick. I want the viewers to know this. So you have a game plan, right? And the way that the offense coordinator calls the game for Jalen Hurts is super different from the backup, right? Jalen wants to run the ball, right? He wants to do the RPOs. He has his own type of style. He scrambles a little bit more. Kenny Pickett more of a pocket passer, right? He scrambles here and there, so the game plan is different. I think going forward now, we have Kenny Pickett have a whole week in the game plan. Yo, you're the starter. We're going to get all these plays that are fit for you. I think we win that game. Easy at the beat. And I ain't trying to be arrogant here. If Kenny Pickett was to take over this game, we play the Washington Commanders again, and he has a whole week to prepare, I think we blow them boys out. Seriously, because if you really watch the game, another thing, the play to Saquon, he drops that pass. Come on, Bobby Wagner, that's a great call. It's a great read. He just drops it. I think Saquon's gonna catch that ball 9 out of 10 times. So all I'm saying is this, fellas. Last thing is, hold on, because now I'm starting to think about it. So like the RPO game, when Jalen Hurts is there, the DN or linebacker have to watch out for Jalen Hurts scrambling. So when the backup comes in there, you don't just change the whole offensive game plan for running the ball. You can't do it at all. Right. So now if you watch Saquon second half get shut down because they were just sweeping that backside. They didn't account for Kenny Pickett to scramble on the RPOs. But now we play them again, we scratch the RPO. We ain't even running there no more. We're going to run other run plays, and we're going to have other plays for Kenny Pickett. All I'm saying is this. For Kenny Pickett to be a backup, I was excited.
He was.
I was happy with what I seen. So who we play next? The Cowboys?
Y'all got the Cowboys.
Anybody want to take that bet?
Or Jalen playing?
Or be humble. No, Jalen ain't playing now. Kenny Pickett's playing.
How you know?
How you know?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Breaking news.
Come on, man.
Nah, nobody wants that. I will say this. I think it's no deal at all that the Eagles lost. No deal at all from a micro sense.
Zero. There you go, my boy.
No deal at all. Think about it. If Jalen Hurts plays that game, we all know, and I think
we win.
Included, the win. Smitty catches a pass, win. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson don't get ejected, win. No deal at all from a micro sense. Now, I watch enough Eagles football to say from a macro sense, and Eagles fans, bear with me because I'm going to say something interesting. It is a deal. Jalen Hurts has gotten hurt each of the last 3 seasons running the ball. He got hurt last year against the Miami Dolphins. Remember, that's why he was in a knee brace the rest of the year. He got hurt the year they went to a Super Bowl, if you all recall, against the Chicago Bears, shoulder injury. He had to miss week 16, week 17, played a little bit against the Giants week 18, got the bye week 19, first week of the playoffs, blew the Giants out week 20, second week of the playoffs. And because the San Francisco 49ers quarterbacks got hurt, he didn't even really have to play until the Super Bowl. So he got hurt 2 years ago. He got hurt last year, and he got hurt again this year. These are not in-the-pocket injuries. These are all out-of-the-pocket injuries. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he got ejected. That never happens. But since 2019, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson does lead the National Football League with 10 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So the 2 things that occurred yesterday aren't just random happenstance things. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he does get unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And Jalen Hurts, he does get hurt leaving the pocket. The question is, when do these things occur and how bad do they occur? He got hurt against his shoulder in 2022, wasn't that bad. He hurt his knee last year, it was that bad. So the question isn't, will Jalen Hurts get hurt? It is, when will he get hurt and how bad will he get hurt? The question is not, will Chauncey Gardner-Johnson get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? The question is, how detrimental will that penalty be to the team? Micro sense, no deal at all. Eagles win if those players are in the game. Macro sense, it has to be a deal because these things happen to those players.
Chase, real quick though, like,
okay.
see,
What's up, man?
Like, I was with you.
You were happy.
You just went crazy with it.
You were so happy.
How many times has Chauncey Gardner got kicked out the game?
Exactly. Not.
Okay.
But he does it. But he leaves the league.
But come on, then it didn't hurt. Every quarterback gets hurt. Patrick Mahomes, he's hurt right now.
Sure.
Josh Allen's hurt, broke hand. Lamar Jackson's been hurt every other year.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's been banged up. Herbert had that little rib. Tua gets hurt. Every quarterback gets hurt.
There's differences, and this is why I brought it up. Remember when Lamar got hurt, and people would always challenge, Lamar gets hurt, he's such a runner, he's such a runner. But if you watch the tape, Lamar doesn't get hurt running. Lamar would get hurt in the pocket. Jalen Hurts gets hurt running, and Jalen Hurts runs more often than everybody else. So, and also Jalen Hurts runs in a very physical style of running. Shady, you talk about it all the time. Lamar, like LeSean McCoy, will find a way to dodge injuries. The reason I bring up Jalen Hurts' injuries, because Shady is right. Every quarterback gets hurt. Yeah. But Jalen Hurts predisposes himself to injury more than other quarterbacks because he's more physical than other quarterbacks when they run the ball. That's why it matters.
150 carries for Jalen Hurts this year. It's the most in the NFL for a quarterback. That's a lot of carries for a quarterback. But let me get to the take. So you said, obviously you said no. You said no, then yes, Macro. I don't know how you can look at this and say it's not a huge deal. Not only from the fact that Saquon Barkley had 7 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, but that the fact of the matter is they couldn't make in-game adjustments to get your best player going after your most valuable player in Jalen Hurts gets hurt. I didn't see that. Saquon, the rest of the game, 22 rushes, 41 yards. You got to give credit to Dan Quinn, what they were able to do. But in a game like this where you get 5 takeaways, you earned 5 extra possessions, and you still lose the game. For me, that was mind-blowing. The second thing, and I think this is the biggest thing that I'm going to say, is your chances at the number 1 seed are all but gone. And if you look at the playoffs and the last 5 or 6 years of the Philadelphia Eagles, when they made the Super Bowl, when they not made the Super Bowl, 2017, they were the 1 seed. They got a bye. They won the Super Bowl. 2022, they were the 1 seed. They got the bye. They lost the Super Bowl. Every other year, they didn't make it past the NFC Championship game. So the 1 seed to them matters. The 1 seed for rest, the 1 seed to play at home, everything goes through a link, that matters. And then third, I agree, Kenny Pickett played great, but it just proves how valuable Jalen Hurts is to the team. I mean, how good of a winner he is. Like, I think they win that game if Jalen Hurts is on the field.
I agree.
And it's not even close, in my opinion. Because, we sit up here all week, oh, is he a passer, is he this? The number 1 trait he is, and we need to put more respect on it, is he's a winner. I think he would have found a way to win a game with 5 extra possessions that they got.
Listening to Chase and Acho, y'all changed my answer. And my answer is, it's not a big deal at all. I've been in Smitty's position before. Bop, boom, bing, game over. Get to the podium after the game. JJ, what happened? I'm weak. Drop the ball, game over. We are
good ball.
A week from praising the Eagles, saying they are the best team in football. The way they play offense, the way they play defense, the way they play special teams. CJ Gardner-Johnson out for the season?
Nope.
Jalen Hurts out for the season?
No, sir.
So why is this a big deal? Jalen Hurts has been banged up in his career like every other quarterback, but he don't necessarily just miss games like that. He is always available out there on the football field, especially when the games matter. He is going to be back out there on the football field. This is still the best team in the National Football League out there. We are 1 catch away from really probably this topic being switched to, can Kenny Pickett win some playoff games? That's what we are if Smitty catches the ball. So I feel like we're overreacting off of a game to where your defense had 5 takeaways and you make 1 play at the end of the game from your backup quarterback coming in and playing really, really well and winning the game against a really, really, really good opponent. So big deal? No, absolutely not. This is a game that the Commanders earned, and mistakes on the Eagles side of the ball. But when I talk big deal, these dudes ain't out for the season. They are going to be back out there on the football field on a really good football team, ready to go make a run. 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, 12 seed. It don't matter. They in the dance, and they going to have their players out there. This is not a big deal.
But from a micro, I agree. I don't think it's a big deal because these guys are going to play. But you can't look at this and say there were 3 12-2 teams going into yesterday.
Yeah.
3. Now there's 2 13-2 teams, and now you're 12-3. Like the 1 seed for me, it matters for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, look at the history of it. If you have the 1 seed, you're going to the Super Bowl if you're a Philadelphia Eagles. 17 and 22 and 2. That is now a really, really long shot. I think that matters. So I think especially if you're banged up, which you've been, the Eagles have been really healthy, actually.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that's been great. But that extra bye, and then you win one game, you're right in the NFC Championship game.
So who?
And then it's you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. So working for our defense, though, you think we have the best defense in football, Chase?
Yes.
You do think that, right?
Yeah, I said it up there earlier.
And then and then football, right? No matter if it's home or away, what travels?
Defense run game.
Okay. So don't come on now. Y'all cheating the test. So that's check, right? Boom. Defense travels. Running game. What else travels in football, Chase?
Running game.
Running game, right?
Yeah.
We got that, don't we? So as much as what are we worried about? We went on the road. That's another thing. We went on the road. The Eagles, we went on the road. So we went on the road, check. We have the best running game in football, check. And we have the best defense in football, in check. And they all travel. So what you worried about?
I just think the one seed when playoffs happen,
I'm
bro.
curious, Shay, to answer that because you played in the Link more than anybody
crazy.
here at this desk. You know the value of playing at home, Lincoln Financial Field. Do you think, because you saw it last year with the Niners and the Lions, if the Lions host that game, they probably go to the Super Bowl. Niners host instead. You saw it with the Eagles and the Niners in the year before that. Who knows if Hassan Reddick gets the same jump off the football? If all the nonsense that bring up. Do you think it matters if the Eagles now have to travel to Detroit or travel to Minnesota?
I don't think it matters, right? Because I think we match up well with both of them teams, right? First of all, it's going to be indoors, though, so that's a great thing, too, right? Everybody knows that. And then we talk about defense. We got the best defense in football. Yeah. They don't care if we play defense on the road or at home. And then on offense, we run the ball well. It always boils down to matchups. Yeah. And it's going to be hard to match up with the Eagles. And we're coached well. I know people want to hate on Nick Sirianni, but Nick Sirianni's a really good coach.
All the teams we're bringing up are coached incredibly well. The Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings, the Eagles. The differentiating factor could be the home crowd and the away crowd.
And another thing. Yo, we've been there. Just another thing. You keep talking about all this, the number 1 seed and all that. Yeah, we've been there before. Yeah. One thing about playing teams that haven't been there, they don't know what to do. You think Sam Darnold's going to be this cool and collected in the playoffs? We already think he's an okay quarterback that's playing really, really well. But what happens when the pressure's high and there's no tomorrow?
You never heard that score.
And there's no tomorrow. With Jalen Hurts, he's been there before. I've been there. Good and bad, I've been in the playoffs. A.J. Brown, you see what he does in the playoffs. Smitty the same way.
Hasn't won many games on the road in the playoffs.
And we're going to find out.
But first off, everything might still come through the Link. Because Detroit could lose.
And they play Minnesota.
Teams in the playoffs.
Come on now.
Number 2, who's expected the Eagles to get the number 1 seed after this week?
Huh?
Because the Lions have always been the number 1 seed. And we've always came up here and said the best team in football is who?
The Eagles.
So why has that changed? They was never going to be the 1 seed. The Lions have always had the number 1. We didn't expect them to go to the Bears.
They could show
No. We said on this show last time, and we said, are we sure? Because forever we were like the Lions, and they were decimated by injuries, and they were like, oh, for sure, the Lions aren't going to get the 1 seed. Like the Eagles are going to get the 1 seed. Now they're decimated by injuries.
Oh, we said
that last week.
I don't ever remember anybody saying
we said how clear is the path for
after the New Year's? I already told my assistant I ordered flags and challenge flags because y'all keep changing up the stories all the time with me. Throw the flag.
Throw the flag. Ha.
I just know it was unanimous. We said the Lions was going to smack the Bears. I know that we said that.
Yes. I bet that.
Which means coming after this week, Eagles win or lose, the number 1 seed was the Detroit Lions, which means they always had to go to Detroit for the NFC Championship. None of that has changed. They still the 2 seed.
Remember though,
last week,
there was obviously before this past weekend,
injuries.
There was a chance that the Eagles were going to host, right? We knew the Lions could drop a game because they've had injuries. Maybe they'll drop one of the last 2. Minnesota Vikings, we knew probably they could drop one of the last 2. We said going in, hey, the Eagles have a chance.
Looking at the schedule.
Now, the Eagles haven't yet clinched the division. Y'all brought that to my attention before the show.
No, they have not.
Right, there's a world in which it's a very unlikely world.
Eagles have to lose out.
If you want to bet that, it's safe money.
No, exactly right.
Eagles have to lose out, and Commanders have to win out. Eagles play Cowboys, Giants. They're not losing Giants.
But here's what is fascinating, and James, you know this best being a Packers fan. You don't necessarily want to flirt in the NFC with that 3 seed. Because you don't want to have to see the Packers, unfortunately, in the first round of the playoffs.
Rams.
I'm saying in the event right now,
they got to play the Packers,
right? But you want to stay. You want to stay as close to that 2 or 1 seed as possible. Eagles being the 2 or trying to get to the 1. If you mess around and become the 3 seed,
It gets
You know what
harder.
I mean? In the NFC.
Because
That
1 and 2,
path
you
gets-
can still get home field after a loss.
How are they going to the 3 seed, sir? They're the 2 seed.
I'm saying, remember, they haven't yet clinched even their division yet.
Okay, and we have Cowboys, Giants. Okay, so let's just say, sir, they're the 2 seed.
I think the Eagles.
I know we make it TV, but
Based on the record, I think it's the lowest they're going to drop if they win their division.
they're the 2 seed.
If Jalen Hurts is healthy. Really simple.
They're locked in.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.